Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, second channel. So I got the Tati Beauty palette. I got it from, well, Jacob actually got it for me for my birthday. It just arrived yesterday. I haven't opened it yet except for cutting it open and blanking out my address. So I figured I could open it with you guys and then I just do a kind of get ready with me trying the palette. So this is more of a first impressions rather than an entire review because I'm obviously not going to be able to use every single shade on the palette. So let's open this together. So when you open the box, there's something with my address that I'm going to take out. And then there's this picture of Tati. Okay. Take off this wrap. Oh, she's a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. Apologies. I can't with myself today. This is what it looks like once you take it out of the box. And then this is what the palette looks like. Oh, I already lifted the plastic. All the colors are intact. Thank the Lord for that. So the look I'm gonna do today, fuck, I forgot my primer, is probably gonna be a pretty basic one because I mean it is a nudes palette, so I wasn't gonna turn into a circus look. So since this is a get ready with me, I'm gonna list things in the description box below, but I'm not gonna out loud say everything that I'm using, but I will list it in order. So I haven't asked anyone about this really, like publicly, like I've asked a couple of my friends what they think, but I've not asked on Twitter or on here, but I wanted to know what you guys think about the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star palette. To be honest, it's not my taste. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's groundbreaking. I'm just kind of meh about it, which some people say that indifference is worse than hating something, so you can take that as you will. It just, like, the color story wasn't up my alley. I know a lot of people online liked it. Most of the people I've talked to behind the scenes don't. And that's not to say they hate it, but they're just kind of like me. Overall, I have to say I have been quite over beauty generally speaking. Like this Tati palette is the first palette that I've gotten in quite a while. So it has been quite a while, which I'm not mad about because I've been trying to decrease my shopping entirely. My shopping for clothes, which is by far the worst, I've decreased by 95%. I buy very little now, generally speaking. Me buying a palette is a bigger deal now than it used to be because, like I said, I'm kind of over it. And it's not just beauty, I guess it's fashion as well. So I'm gonna go into this color right here. And as we all know on this channel, and if you don't, I'm reminding you, I'm literally just a consumer. I'm not accredited in any way, obviously, as a makeup artist or anything like that. So anything I say is just my review as a basic ass consumer, and that's the end of it. I think I might try to do like a brownish smoky eye. So I'm gonna go into Soothe Matte. So I think this color is nice and pigmented. I do feel like it's sticking more to one area of my eye, but that being said, my eyes are very wrinkly and I feel like even when I do put primer, it's hard with pretty much any to get a solid base, and part of it is my own lack of skill, but the other part of it is genuinely, I think, because my eyes are also kind of like, I don't have exact eczema on them, but I get kind of a little bit of it, so I get bumpy and red sometimes. Not necessarily itchy in the eczema that I have on my arms, which is like where it's worst, but my skin is different on my eyes, let me just put it that way. I don't hold it necessarily always against the product, but I'm gonna note it. Okay, then on the outer corner of my eye, I'm gonna do Ritual Matte, and I'm gonna use a different brush. This one clean. Speaking of clean brushes, while I'm at it before I forget. So, I was recently sent a brush cleanse, this is not sponsored, from Alori. This is what it looks like. I'll link it in the description box down below, and it's essentially a brush cleanse, so a brush cleaner, and I'm obsessed with this one. This is pumpkin spice cookie. Every time I wash my brushes with this, I get so hungry, and I've been using it for my foundation brushes mainly because those are the ones that really needed it, and now they smell really good. I highly suggest it, especially if you're like me and you hate washing your brushes. Like, it's a hassle, almost like laundry, which I just despise doing. But with this, it's so fast and I actually enjoy doing it because it smells good. Does that even make sense? Anyway, it'll be linked down below if you're interested. They're obviously different scents and unscented, but I'm a basic white girl, so pumpkin spice cookie. Surprising? I don't think so. Anyway, back to where I was. Ritual Matte. Let's hope I don't fuck it up, guys. Imagine if I was just like, that's the finished look. Okay, so I know it looks concerning right now, but trust in my process. I mean, I barely trust in my process, but someone has to. So I'm gonna change to a fluffier brush, and we're gonna try and blend this out to the best of our minimal abilities. The lid will probably look a little messy until the end, because I might try and put on maybe glitter, actually. Apologies, I probably should have zoomed you in earlier. The beauty guru life is not for us all, let me just say that. Looks a little bit patchy. It could be me. I'm gonna try putting some extra with the smaller brush. I'm gonna see how it blends after. So this is the glitter I ended up using on my lid. I'm gonna try the glitter and use it on this brush. I'm trying without glue and without wetting my brush or anything, just to see. That's not to say like, oh, it sucks. I'm just trying to see what it works like with little to no help. Pressed glitters, I always just like to see how much they do by themselves, just so I can kind of prepare for if I ever travel with it, I know what I need to bring with me. Honestly, quite impressed at how dense that is. I know I'm doing a totally basic look, so apologies. I would make it smokier, but I'm scared because anytime I do black, it goes quickly into raccoon. I have to say there wasn't much fallout of the darker shade. Like, I'm wiping away now, but there's really not much. I just do it as a habit. Most of the time when I do use dark shades, the fallout is significant. You guys need to tell me if you're on the same page as me, but I'm usually super into Halloween, right? Like, it's always my second favorite holiday of the year. My first is New Year's Eve. I always am just like hopeful on New Year's Eve, which is a feeling I don't relate to the majority of the year. But this Halloween, can I just say I was so not about it. Like, I did go out and I did push myself because I kind of felt like I owed it to myself because I love Halloween typically. This year, I swear, I went out, but it was just like, I literally probably would have been fine staying home, but I went out because, well, first of all, I didn't want Jacob to have to stay in, and then I didn't want to stay in either because I was worried I'd like blame myself later. Yes, this foundation looks great like this. I don't know, I'm just kind of glad it's over at this point. I don't know if maybe it's kind of because I treated it a bit the way that high school treated prom, where it was like there was all this hype on you have to have a good time and it's this whole big deal, and it's like you're so focused on wanting to have a good time that you don't actually have a good time. Does that make sense? I definitely was less invested in it than I usually am, which is a shame, but I feel like the past 2 years, this year included as the second year, October, which is my birthday month, is it's just been difficult. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's some kind of karma for some shit I've done in the past, but these past 2 Octobers have just been daunting, to say the least, and it's just a shame because, you know, when it's like your favorite month and you have that kind of emotional attachment to having a good time that month and then you don't, and it's like, okay, so guess that's canceled. Well, whatever, we'll try again next year, right? I think it's also because my body dysmorphia kicked in, and so the costume I originally wanted to wear, which was like an all black cat suit, the way it looked on me, no. So I decided I wasn't gonna wear that, which honestly I wasn't all that bummed about because I'd rather be comfortable and feel like I look good rather than force myself to wear a costume. So thankfully I already had an interview with the vampire style costume with like a dress and corset and everything, but I think that also affected it because it's like a change of plans last minute and you don't feel great about your body last minute. Halloween is over, I can try again next year, it's not the end of the world. I just feel like quite a few people I know were in the same boat, which is why I'm mentioning it. Not to be all woe is me, life is so hard, because it's just Halloween, it's not that big of a deal. Anyhow, I am very excited for New Year's Eve, and part of the New Year's Eve tradition Jacob and I have, we've had it for quite a few years now, is that we go to Vegas, and that means that I buy outfits, like, I'm not even kidding, sometimes months in advance for like each night that we're there, because each night I'm obviously gonna be extra, because what else are you gonna do in Vegas? Vegas is the best place to be extra because, first of all, most people are drunk off their asses if you're on the strip anyway, so even if you're being really extra and it might usually make you feel a bit uncomfortable, there nobody cares. And then also I don't care because when I'm in Vegas I feel like I'm on vacation, so that gives me the right to be extra anyway, as if you need the right. You can be extra on your daily basis. This is pretty extra considering I'm not going to be leaving the house the rest of the day. So actually that's not true. I have to go pick up Biff because she's at the vet. She got dental cleaning and she got spayed too, so actually I'm leaving the house, but that's for like 10 minutes, so I don't really know if that counts, but extra to go to the vet considering when I dropped her off I looked like I hadn't slept in 20 years. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been doing my brows a little less intense because as of right now I've not done anything since yesterday, so if there's any residue it's from yesterday, but I don't think so. But I've been putting less black because I like my brows pretty dark, but I don't want them to be overwhelmingly dark considering my face is already white enough for the entire universe. There's no need for me to Sharpie on some brows. I still don't give enough of a fuck though. Also, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys already on one of the prior vlogs, but we're getting towards the end and I genuinely forgot how much Skylar and I just no. Skylar bothers the shit out of me. Now, mind you, so does Walt sometimes. Most everyone does, except for Saul and Jesse. Those are the only two that I think are funny enough to be redeeming. If Skylar and I were ever in a room, I just know it would end badly because she bothers the shit out of me. She holds everyone to such crazy standards that she does not attain herself. I could go off. I'm not going to. But anyway, it's been fun rewatching Breaking Bad because the last time I watched it in its entirety, I was in my college dorm. I remember I had a couple of Breaking Bad posters actually in my dorm, which is ironically, you know, when I first met Jacob, that's like one of the main shows I was watching. I don't really see it as that heavy of a show because I remember when I watched it, I wasn't in a bad headspace. So even now when I rewatch it, it's like I'm conditioned to not be in a bad headspace. I don't know if that makes sense. Well, I did not mean to be that extra. We are officially... Yikes. Okay, let me fix that a second. I usually avoid putting things under my eyes just because my eyes are easily irritated and water easily, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna again go in with this color, which is the one that I used to make it quote unquote smoky. I mean, I don't think it looks bad. Like it's basic. I didn't revolutionize the wheel or anything, but I don't think it looks bad. Let me zoom in on my eye specifically so you can see. By no means perfect, but I don't think it looks bad. Alright, so this is what the final look looks like in terms of eyes. I didn't do anything of that crazy. It is a nudes neutrals palette after all, so I wasn't bound to do anything crazily colorful. That being said, I did enjoy the colors I used. I cannot vouch for every single color in the palette. However, I can say if there is consistency in the palette, then I think it's good. I was impressed by how the glitter stuck on without me wetting my brush, without using any glue or anything like that. It did seem to blend out pretty well. There were some hiccups as you saw, but I wouldn't necessarily put that on the palette because I generally have that issue with my eyes because of the eczema and just generally the texture of my wrinkled eyes isn't the best for blending that well with my skill set anyway. Overall, would I recommend this palette? Yes, I think for me it's going to be essentially a travel palette because it has all the colors that I would use on a more daily type basis, which is what I think is the entire selling point of this palette, that it's easily wearable. So do I recommend it? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Yes. There we go. Beauty guru moments. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you got the palette, if you're interested, how it works for you if you have it. Let me know if there's anything else you'd want to see from me in the future on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.